Hi, I'm Mike, the Clumsy Handyman. I'm one of those people that watch too many home improvement videos and then thinks he can do it himself. They always make it look so easy, there's never any errors or any issues, so let's see what really happens when somebody tries to fix their 90-year-old house. Today, part 2 of fixing this hall light. Alright, if you watched part 1, you know this light has been out for years. I finally decided to see what's wrong with it. After I checked it out, I think it's the socket itself. It's not the switch, it's not the wiring. The girlfriend decided, well, instead of replacing the socket, let's just get a whole new one since the fixture is pretty old itself. We went out to Walmart last night, just got this one. It's very cheap. I think it was like 15 bucks. Should do the trick. It was hard to pick one out because, of course, we're not sure what it's going to look like in the house. We saw ones that we kind of liked, but they might be too small. This one might be too big, but we decided, let's put it up and see what it looks like. It is white. All our walls in our house are white. That's not our choice. It's the way it came. We just haven't gotten around to painting it. We've only been in the house for 21 years, so we haven't had a chance to paint anything yet. Okay, let's get started.
First and most important, don't do anything I do. I have no idea what I'm doing. Of course, the first step is turn off the circuit breaker. I have my really bad acting job here. Let me search here. Oh, it's number 3. Let me count the 3. 1, 2, 3, and poof, it's off. Next, have to check to make sure there's no electricity flowing to the light. That's pretty important. Get out my voltage detector and check the switch and the wiring too. Okay, checked it. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're good. Go. Now that I have the replacement fixture, I gather all the tools I'm going to need. I removed the 2 nuts, which basically come off of my hand, and removed the plate to see 90-year-old cobwebs and really, really old wiring. And no junction box, just a hole in the ceiling. What? I don't know what is this? I did not look the instructions. Okay, I'm a guy, I don't need instructions. Okay. Cleaned things up a bit, took off the bracket, and pulled down the wires. And this is one of those charms of living in such an old house. Look at these wires. You also get a tiny peek at the lath and plaster that is throughout the house, not simple drywall. I'll get into lath and plaster in a later video. So I unravel the wires, and there isn't even wire nuts on them. They're just twisted together and lots of tape.
My latest tool, my forehead headlight. Headband really comes in handy if you work it alone and can't hold a flashlight and work at the same time. Sorry, I'm glaring. So it comes in handy, and I think I look pretty good.
You may have noticed that the old wires, they're both the same color instead of one white and one black. Well, that's kind of important, so I paid attention when I disconnected the wires from the light fixture so I would know which one was the white wire, and I stuck a white index card on it. Get it? White index card equals white wire. And you can see I already screwed in the new bracket. Everything is wired, and I'm going to use a tip I saw in other videos where they used wire nuts and also taped the wires at the bottom of the wire nuts. But problem, I can't find my roll of electric tape. So there was a brief project delay as I had to wait until the next day to head out and get some. And of course, once I bought a roll, I found not 1 but 2 rolls in the basement, one that was still unopened. Oh well. But we can still check to make sure the light works before taping everything up and putting it all back together. Turn on the circuit breaker and test it for electricity, and then flip the switch. Woo! It works. Now, for the next small issue, you'll notice those 2 long screws, they're used to hold the fixture itself, and they're used to make things adjustable. If the screws are too long, just screw the screws up until you're left with enough room to make sure the fixture is snug up against the ceiling. But you may notice there's nowhere for the screws to go because I don't have a junction box. The junction box allows room for the screws to be screwed. So I took out my drill, unscrewed the screws, made some holes, screwed back the screws, and was able to adjust them to where I need them. Everything is all set. You can see where those long screws come into play to hold everything together, and it seems like a nice tight fit. I put the glass part on without dropping it down the steps like I did with the original glass, flipped the switch, and success. Whew! I was able to replace the non-working fixture with a new fixture, and now we have a hallway light again.
So that's that. Glad we got our hall light back. Of course, it was a pretty simple task, not that major. Just don't tell my girlfriend that because she thinks I'm a genius for fixing it. Now that we have our hall light back and I did it myself, my reward is a king-size Fifth Avenue candy bar, perhaps the most underrated candy bar there is. But seriously, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. It'd be great if you click the subscribe button down below and hit that bell button so you'll be notified when the next video comes out. Thanks a lot. Bye.